Hello guys, this is Spell again, and today I am super excited to take you through a detailed tutorial on some common habits of web users you would always need to keep in mind. Now let's get more into this. The first common habit of web users is that they don't read into details. Web users always scan information. They don't read word by word, line by line. No, they always scan for information on websites, on web pages, wherever they find themselves. So it is very important to use very simple and short sentences. Just 3 sentences in one paragraph is okay. And also learn the habit of using sub-headlines, because once they focus on, once it gets their attention, they will be forced or they'll be tempted to read that specific information because it's very short and it has a headline as well. Now you can also adopt the habit of using bullet points, because bullet point is very easy to read, something very short for them to quickly glance through and get the information they would need to know. The second habit of web users to keep in mind at all times is that web users always crave for organization. Their minds always crave for organization. So always make sure that when you are building your website, your blog, or whatever online content you are putting together, make sure that organization is key. Make sure that everything is in place. Don't just make your website so messy. Don't mix too much things like videos, text. Let there be an organization in your web. When there is organization, navigation becomes easier and also your website becomes very friendly. Organization is very, very important and shouldn't be taken for granted. Make sure that all your headlines are in place, all your paragraphs are well in place. Everything is just beautiful and well organized in your page so that the layout can be just beautiful and easy to navigate. That is the second thing you need to consider when building a website. And also that is a second common habit of website users. Once your website is messy, they are never going to stay on that website because it frustrates them and they have to always struggle to find the specific information because there is no organization. The third common habit of website users is that website users are always very impatient because they need access to information quickly, or they need to do something on your website very quickly, and they will not spend too much time on your website. So for you to make sure that website users stay on your website, make sure that your website loads with speed. And also because you know that website users do not have time or they are very impatient, what you have to take into consideration is that make sure that all your points are very organized. Start with a strong paragraph and go straight to the point. Don't beat about the bush when you want to give a specific information, because no website user will spend that time to read word by word, line by line, when the text is too much just to arrive at a very specific information or just to look for an important information in your website. Go straight to the point. Make sure everything is organized in your website because website users don't have time at all. And most importantly, make sure that your website always loads with speed. Another habit of website users or viewers is that they like consistency. They also crave for consistency. Now, consistency is very key and consistency is very important. What is consistency in website? Website consistency means that your elements, your interface elements used in your website should just be similar or should just be the same throughout your website. And when there is consistency in typography, when there's consistency in colors, when there's consistency in all the elements in your website viewer will feel more comfortable with your page. So make sure that if you are using a specific color for call to action buttons, let that color run throughout. Don't use too many colors for your call to action button. So this call to action button is green, the next call to action is yellow, the other call to action is blue. Don't do that. Avoid doing things like that. Now, if your logo is also blue at the top, it shouldn't change below. Every design should be consistent throughout your page. If you are using a specific font style for headings, it should run throughout your page. Don't use font style 1 for heading 1. Don't use a different font style for heading 2. Don't do that. Consistency is very key. And once your website is consistent, it's just going to make your website viewers fall in love with your page. So just keep that in mind about the common habits of web users. Let's move on to the next thing. The next common habit of website users is that, or another common habit of website users is that their eyes always navigate to videos and they are being tempted to watch that particular video. Now, let's not forget our first point, which says that website users do not like to read. They always scan for information. So it is only natural for them to be tempted to watch that particular video in your website. So you can decide to include a video in your website if you want to really grab the attention of your online users or your online visitors. This is very important. Now, if you also have very important information to pass through and you already know the habits of website users that they don't like to read, you can put that information into your video. So this also is very important. You can do a mixture of content when it comes to creating your website, because if the online user does not read whatever information that is in text, you are very sure that they are going to watch that video and get whatever message you want to cut across, because videos are attention grabbers. And once a video is in your website, website users or website visitors will always be tempted to watch that video. The next behavior or attitude of online users or website users is that they don't like to think at all. Website users do not like to think when they are on your website or wherever they are. This is just the habit of website users and you cannot change that. So you would have to find a way to make things very simplified for them. When putting up or when creating your website, make sure that you use very simplified language and don't let your website be too technical. Don't let it be difficult to use. It should be very easy to use so that anybody at all, regardless the age, the status, the class, can have access to your website and also know how to use it. Once someone sees your website and they are looking at an information, they know that, okay, if I do this, then I'm supposed to get this result. Don't let them think. Don't let them to figure things out themselves. It is very bad because website users do not like to think at all. The seventh common habit of online users is that they all have, or most online users have information or have access to information or website on their mobile phones. So anytime you are designing a website, or anytime you are creating a website or creating a web content, make sure that it is mobile friendly, because over 90% of online users have information or have access to information, website, or whatever contents they want to have on their mobile phones. Now, let's not forget that their mobile phone is more common, more portable, and easy to handle. And most online users will just grab their phone, search for whatever information they want to have, or search for whatever information they would want to access. This is very important, and never forget to create your website in a way that is mobile friendly. The eighth and the last common habit I have for you for online users is that they always respond to color. Now, color is very important in web design. Color has a way of influencing the way people feel and also the actions people take. And it might eventually influence the presence of your online users or your website visitors. So it is very important to do an extensive research when it comes to colors. Learn what color psychology is, learn the meaning of colors, and know how to apply colors. Learn what color combination will blend well with each other and colors that also do not blend with each other. And this will help you with your website creation and also your web design. Now, these are just few tips. These are just 8 basic tips to take note when you are putting things together for your online visitors. And these habits are very common wherever you go. These are some of the common habits you find among online users internationally or anywhere at all. To summarize everything we have done for today on the 8 common habits of web or online users is that 1. Online or web users do not read. They always scan for information. 2. Their minds crave for consistency. 3. Online or web users are very impatient. 4. Online users love consistency. 5. Online or web users' eyes always navigate to videos and images. 6. Online users do not like to think. They do not like to struggle to understand something in a website. So do not let your online user think or struggle to have access to an information or how to use something in your website. Now, the next one is that online users easily have information or easily have access to information on their mobile phones, or they read information on their mobile phones. So anytime you are building a website or you are creating something for an online user or an online audience, make sure that it is mobile friendly. Now, the last common habit is that online users or web users respond to color. So make sure that you are using the colors that are very friendly to the eye, and also learn how to use color combinations and which colors blend well with each other to create harmony. These are 8 major habits or 8 habits of online or web users you should always keep in mind when putting together an online content for any web user or an online audience, and it will go a very long way to help you. Thank you for sticking with me from the beginning to the end. Now at this moment, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for? All you have to do is to click on the subscribe button right below, and I will always come your way with more educative content and more interesting content for you to learn something new. Thank you for subscribing to the channel, and I will see you in the next tutorial.